everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm gonna talk with you about early pregnancy symptoms and how I knew that I'm pregnant before even being had positive pregnancy test. Okay, let's jump into it. For those who don't know, I'm currently pregnant. I'm 5 weeks pregnant with our baby number 4. But today I'm gonna talk about my very early first pregnancy symptoms and how I felt that I'm pregnant even before confirming it with a pregnancy test. So, first thing first, I wanna talk about what we did differently this cycle. So what we did differently, we just didn't think about conception too much. When I'm saying too much, it means we were not obsessed with the idea of TTC, of making a baby. This is our cycle 6 of trying to conceive, and we had different kind of cycles. First 2 cycles we were working like baby dancing really hard, a lot, like days before positive ovulation test, on the day of my ovulation, and 2-3 days after that, and it just didn't work. Cycle number 3 and 4, we still did it a lot, but we were not that obsessed, and I was using pre-seed. Cycle 5, we did it not that much. I believe 2 days before ovulation, like 2 days in a row on the day of ovulation and a day after. So cycle 5 and cycle 6, we did not use any pre-seeds, like nothing. Cycle 3 and 4, we did use pre-seed. So I have nothing to say about pre-seed because I think it did help me with baby number 2 and baby number 3. This time around, I just was about to start giving up because I knew that like it just not working this time around. I don't know what's going on, and I decided to get rid of pre-seed and just try it naturally. And what I did before every single cycle of trying and with my previous kiddos, what I did before is laying down after baby dancing for at least 15 minutes on my back, and sometimes even lifting my hips up for as long as possible. And I strongly believe that it did work with my baby number 2 and baby number 3. But this time around, this cycle 6, we didn't do that at all. We were baby dancing a day before ovulation, and on the day of ovulation just once day before and once on the day of ovulation, without using pre-seed, without laying flat or like lifting my hips up for 10-15-ish minutes or even like whole night. Nothing. We just didn't focus on it that much because I don't know why I was about to start giving up because nothing worked for 5 months, and I'm like, okay, it's not gonna work this time around, so let's just keep it easy and simple. And when you start keeping it easy and simple, it starts working, surprisingly. Yeah. So this is what we did differently. Second thing is that I just felt differently. I just feel like, okay, so those symptoms are different right after ovulation, which is on 1 DPO. I already felt like something something is going on, and this is completely new to me. I have my notes. Let me read it out. So at one day past ovulation, I couldn't even know. When I started feeling those kind of symptoms, I didn't even know whether or not it's my ovulation or it's just a moment of conception. Yes, because it's hard to say, but I think it was at the moment of conception. Okay, one DPO, I had excruciating pain in my lower abdomen where my uterus is, and the pain was so intense, you guys. For about 10 minutes, I was in intense pain down there. The pain was from 1 to 10, it was as 7 or like 7-ish, 8-ish. It was very intense. And I was at the store and I was about to start driving home. And I went to my car, I sat down, and like, what's going on? I'm in pain. And I always, I had an idea in my head that if it's not gonna get better, I have to go to ER. Because the pain was so intense that I was about to go to ER if it's not gonna stop anytime soon. Thank God it got better. But it got me thinking that this is not ovulation pain, this is not ovulation cramps. I had that pain, those cramps before, a day before. This is just something different. And I know that my ovulation was over because I woke up at 1 DPO not having any cervical mucus coming out. I was completely dry. I know that my ovulation just finished. So this is not ovulation. This is like, I can explain it as a moment of conception. Maybe it was that moment of conception that I was experiencing, but I don't know like what to say, you guys, because it was like something new, and the pain was extremely intense, like excruciating pain that you know, like I cannot even compare. But believe me, it's not just premenstrual cramps. No. Okay, so what else? The next symptom was vivid dreams. It could be a sign of pregnancy, it could be early pregnancy symptom, and it's also something different that I have never had before. I mean that I usually don't have any vivid dreams when I'm not pregnant, so that's why I started thinking, okay, so maybe I am. And that symptom I had at 4 days post ovulation. I already told you guys about it in the past. So I just had a dream where I went to the ultrasound, and the ultrasound technician gave me a picture. And on the picture, there is 2 babies, baby A and baby B, and those babies are boys. I know that like very first ultrasound doesn't tell you the gender, but in my dream, they already told me you have twins and they are boys. And now I'm like holding this picture, calling my husband, calling my mom, feeling kind of shocked. Like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have 3 boys and 2 girls. How can I tell my mom? I know that my husband already accepted that and he was fine, but I was about to tell my mom about it, and I was a little bit scared how she's gonna react. And I remember like every moment, every color. I remember how I was touching the ultrasound paper, and it was so real. I woke up with a feeling that, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have 2 boys. And I'm like, stop a minute, this is just a dream. But it was so real that I was holding this dream in my head for days after that, thinking that maybe I am already. So this is very early pregnancy symptom, just told me that probably you are, and I started feeling like more positive that this is the months of like when we conceived the baby. Yeah, and so this is the situation. Okay, so the next symptom is mucus, like cervical mucus. And this symptom showed me that I might be pregnant. And because, you know, usually I do have cervical mucus 2, 3, 4 days before my period comes, and it is not stretchy. It is creamy. It is yellowish, like pale yellow color, and yeah, like 2, 3, 4 days before my period starts. This time around, I had a lot of mucus days before, so okay, I can tell you that I see my notes, and I had cervical mucus, 3 days past ovulation, 4 days past ovulation, 5 days past ovulation, and from day to day I get more and more. And that mucus was stretchy. Usually it is not stretchy before my period, it just like creamy-ish. This mucus was stretchy, and I remember how my cervical mucus looked like when I was pregnant, and it was like the same consistency, the same color, the same like stretchy, and I'm like, maybe I am, maybe I'm pregnant. And it was so surprised that, okay, like so many things, I'm definitely pregnant. Okay, the next symptom is frequent urination from 1 DPO. From 1 DPO, and that urination was like crazy, like craziness, because you eat your normal diet. You don't drink more water than before, but you use the bathroom like every like 40 minutes, like an hour. But it looks like you don't drink, but you still need to use the bathroom, and you have a full bladder. And I know that you guys might start thinking that it's normal after ovulation to pee a lot because of the hormones and blah blah blah. And I agree with you. But you know what? Normally when I'm not pregnant, I have never experienced a frequent urination in a normal cycle, not pregnant cycle, you know, like never ever. And that urination looked like UTI, urinary tract infection, because it was like you empty your bladder, and in a minute, like in 5 minutes, it feels like it's still something in there, and I can use the bathroom again, or I can wait a bit and use the bathroom again. So it was like a sign that it is something different. This like frequent urination that is going on with me right now, it is something different, and it got me thinking that I might be pregnant. So the next thing is bloating. The bloating was real. Usually I'm not bloated right after ovulation. I'm bloated 2, 3, 4 days before I get my period, but I got bloated right away. And of course, it got me thinking that I might be pregnant, but it could be something different. But at the same time, I have never experienced bloating right after ovulation. And that time around, like this month, I had a lot of kind of gas, whatever it is, in my belly. So which got me thinking that I might be. So the next symptom is cramps in my uterus on 8 days past ovulation. So those cramps were implantation cramps. I know it right now, but I didn't know about it that time around at 8 days past ovulation. But it got me thinking that it might be like implantation. But I'm like, oh no, like I don't believe in it. Like no, nothing gonna happen. So I was driving and I started feeling like scratchy, pulling sensation in the middle of my uterus, and it was so mild, so gentle, so soft, like not ovulation cramps, not period cramps. No, it was like someone was touching me from the inside of my uterus, and it was lasting for about 10-ish minutes. And you know, I felt it. I definitely felt it. I was driving and I was focusing on my uterus, on the feeling in there, and I'm like, it could be like, you know, implantation. But I'm like, oh no, like no, I don't believe in it. Like no, nothing is gonna happen. Like, but at the same time, I definitely felt implantation cramps. Very soft, very mild, no blood. I wasn't bleeding, just very mild implantation cramps. And the next symptom, very bold, fat symptom. I got my big fat positive on 10 days past ovulation, but if you didn't watch my video, please go back and watch it. So I did test very early in the morning and I picked it up. Well, like I did use internet GP1 and it was definitely negative. Like 5 minutes before 5 minutes after I picked it up, and it was negative. And that day it was 10 days past ovulation. I had diarrhea, soft stool, soft watery stool. Oh my goodness, like every hour and a half, 2 hours, which was a big sign because usually I'm constipated before period and a day or two I have soft stool. But it's, sorry about that TMI, but you know, this time around it was way before my period and it was different. I felt different, and that stool was like absolutely like completely different, and it got me thinking that something is going on down there and it could be a sign. But of course I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen. Because, you know, I picked up my test 5 minutes after I started testing and it was negative, and I'm like, okay, it's just like something's going on with my body. Maybe I ate something that wasn't fresh. I'm like, let's forget about it. The next symptom is moodiness. I was feeling emotional from very early beginning, from 4 or 5 days past ovulation. I started feeling very emotional, and mood swings were all the time with me, all the time. Even like I told you that story that I couldn't find a parking space close to my daughter's class to pick her up, and I was about to start crying, and I felt like this is so not fair that I just can't find this parking space. I have to find it, but it's not there, and I was about to start crying, and I was so emotional. I was literally like mad, like how is it possible? Like what's going on? I cannot find a parking space that I need. So like it wasn't me. Usually if like I'm okay, like I didn't find the parking space, I'm like, okay, let's park somewhere else and just walk into the class, like okay. But this time around it was like no, I don't want to park somewhere else. I want to park right here, right now, right in front of the front door. And this moodiness was with me for about a week and a half. I would say a week and a half. So right now I'm feeling a little bit better. So I know that feeling emotional before period, it's totally fine. But you know, when you're that much, when you're having that much emotions, you can start thinking that it's way too early before your period, and also those emotions are different. I do not feel this way on a daily basis. And it got me thinking that it could be a sign. It is something different. I might be pregnant. The next symptom is feeling tired all the time, almost from 2-3 DPO. I did feel extremely tired. I still do, but that early, like 1, 2, 3 days past ovulation, I started feeling tired, which is like, usually I'm very active. I don't have enough time to take a nap, but right now I'm like, okay, I need to take a nap. And I was taking a nap, which was like, what's going on with me? Usually I don't do this, even if I have time. Yeah, it was something different. And also I was feeling nauseous, not a lot. From about 5-6 DPO I started feeling nauseous. Sometimes, like from time to time, once per day, 2 times per day, but those were very mild, brief waves of nausea. Nothing significant, just mild waves for 10, 20, 30 seconds, and it came and went away. And also I was craving sweets. Usually I do crave sweets right after ovulation and before period, so nothing abnormal here. And I had some food aversions. Definitely I had. I'm like, I'm not about to eat it. I don't want to eat it. And also low appetite. I had low appetite closer to my period. I mean, that I didn't get my period, but like usually my appetite is high and then it's low. So this time around, I just realized that it's something going on with my appetite. It is just different. Okay guys, so these were my early pregnancy symptoms. Based on them, I started thinking that I might be pregnant, because usually when it's a normal cycle, I don't experience those symptoms at all, or just few of them, but not that much. So thank you for watching, and if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below. So let's be friends, and if you're pregnant right now, you can share your symptoms down below. It will be so interesting to read all of them. I will let you know if I do have the same symptoms, or maybe my symptoms are different. If you have any ideas for my next video, please share with me and I will film them. So thank you for watching guys, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, I love you. Have a good one.